Hey folks, Justin Givens here, the Technical Director at Image in a Box, and today we've got a screen capture on how to use Google's Campaign URL Builder. Now, in the last video, we talked about the UTM tags, what those were. Again, we'll highlight those: UTM Source, UTM Medium, UTM Campaign, UTM Term, and UTM Content. Now, we talked about what each of those meant, but today we're going to actually use those tags and build a URL so that we can track it and it will show up in the Google Analytics campaign report. So let's start with a use case and walk through it. So our goal is to build a URL that will drive people to example.com/page. Our campaign name that we've come up with internally is Spring Sale, and we're going to generate some links to go out on social media, specifically Facebook and Twitter. So let's start with UTM Source and see how this URL will grow as we add in the UTM tags. First is UTM Source. When you think of source, think about what will be driving traffic to your website. In this case, it's Facebook. So this parameter we'll set to Facebook. Next, UTM Medium. What is the medium of where this link will be used? Since we're posting it on Facebook, we'll set it to Post. In other examples, you might set this as a display ad, as a banner ad, maybe an email image with a logo. So the medium is the type of object you're putting the link around. In Facebook, we just put the link in, so we're going to use Post. And the last one we're going to talk about is UTM Campaign. This is the name of the campaign that we want to track. This is what will show up in Google Analytics campaign report. So let's set this to Spring-Sell. Now you'll notice that I didn't do a capital S or a space. That is a pro tip, is to always use lowercase and replace spaces with dashes. That is because spaces don't play or look pretty in URLs, and so it's always safer just to use a dash. And lowercase just keeps everything consistent down the road when you're looking at other campaign names as well. So as you can see, this is how our URL would look with those three parameters added to example.com/page with the source, medium, and campaign tags added. This URL would be used specifically for a social post on Facebook. Now you need to copy and use the entire link, so then when you write your post on Facebook, it will put all this in. Now Facebook will also generate a short URL that's on their system, but when somebody clicks it, it will contain these tags added. Now, what if you wanted to write a post on Twitter with the same campaign? This is how it would look. UTM Source is now set to Twitter because that's what's driving traffic to our website. And as you can see, everything else stayed the same. The medium is still a post. You could change that to a tweet if you wanted to. And then the campaign is also still set to Spring-Sell. Now, this looks good. It looks pretty complicated when you're just looking at it on the screen. So let's use the campaign URL builder. So if you check out our resource section below the video, you'll see a link to open up the campaign builder. This is what it looks like. You can see that I've already got the example.com/page URL set as my web page URL. That is where we want to drive people to. Just like we talked about, there's a campaign source, campaign medium, and campaign name, campaign term, and campaign content. Now, Google did not display the UTM underscore, but that's what we're going to build, and I'll show you that. So in our first example, we said our source was Facebook, so I'm going to type that in. Our medium was post, and then Spring-Sell. Now, again, we're not going to talk about term and content in this video. Those are for more advanced uses. But you'll see down here at the bottom, share the generated campaign URL. I can then copy this URL, I could highlight it, and then I'm going to use that URL on a Facebook post, and it will be tagged for my spring sale. It's as simple as that, and you just created your first tracked URL for a campaign. Now, if we wanted to use this same page, you could just come up here and let's create our Twitter one. So I'll just change the source to Twitter. You'll see down here in the bottom box now, it did update UTM Source equals Twitter. Now, guess what? I'm going to use this link on Twitter in my Twitter post. Now I've got two tracked links between the two systems, and now I can see that in the Google Analytics campaign report when people click on those links. So again, just a pro tip reminder, always use dashes for your spaces and keep everything lowercase. This is Justin, and I hope you enjoyed this screencast, and we'll see you next time.